Hello, everyone. For my Tech Talk, I will be discussing a recent court case involving Meta. On November 18th, a federal judge made a ruling that affects billions of social media users and has significant implications for how journalists distribute news today. This case first hit the court back in 2020 when Meta was sued by the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC claimed that the company had a monopoly on a distinct social media market. This is after Meta's acquisition of Instagram back in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014. The main crux of the FTC's arguments was that these accusations were designed to eliminate competition before these platforms could become serious rivals. To this effect, internal company emails were shown during the trial that demonstrated Mark Zuckerberg was concerned about competition from these apps prior to buying them. This whole lawsuit, however, was predicated on the FTC's position that Meta operates in a distinct, quote, personal social networking market, end quote, separate from video platforms like YouTube and TikTok. Ultimately, the judge in the case disagreed with the FTC's definition of where Meta operates in the broader market. In his ruling, he wrote that the social media landscape has changed dramatically since 2020. He showed that platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have evolved nearly identical features. Additionally, users treat them as direct substitutes for one another. Finally, the judge found that Meta's market share is actually declining when measured by total time spent on apps. Therefore, other platforms like TikTok or YouTube provide sufficient competition to prevent Meta from holding a monopoly. What this means for journalism is practical and important. The ruling ensures that news organizations can continue leveraging Meta's entire media ecosystem for different storytelling purposes and without having to jump between different service providers. If Meta had been forced to break up, these integrated tools would have been disrupted or changed entirely. The decision mirrors the reality that news organizations must maintain a presence across multiple platforms that are all competing against one another. Journalists can't rely on just one platform anymore. In a broader sense, even though Meta won the case, the technology sector remains under intense scrutiny from government organizations. Google has been ruled a monopoly in both search and online advertising. Apple and Amazon are similarly undergoing their own antitrust legal battles. Even this case might not be over, as the FTC has expressed disappointment with this ruling and is reviewing options for appeal. Understanding these developments is critical because they directly impact how modern journalistic products are produced and distributed. So much communications happens through social media that any rapid change in the status quo could have massive ramifications. The Meta decision is just another example of that competition in social media creating a dynamic and constantly evolving environment. Thank you.